Hello my beautiful hammerheads and welcome back to the Law of Rivenstone, part 3. But what is Rivenstone? So Rivenstone is a brand new tabletop miniature skirmish game by Broken Anvil Miniatures and live on Kickstarter right now. So I just want to spread the word so that you can see this amazing game and the miniatures for yourself. Basically everything I will tell you in this and in the coming videos is for you, available right here if you can't wait and want to read it for yourself. I will leave the link in the description box down below and I will link it in the top right corner of this video. So enough rambling by my part, let's dive in. The Law of Rivenstone, Part 3. The Orrix. Savage wisdom. Of all the peoples who called the wilds their home, none suffered the Rivenstone eruption worse than the Orrix. Muscular in form, with jutting tusks and fierce demeanors, the Orrix took pride in needing no cities to endure, their tribes at home amid Ven's harshest barrens and wastes. They fought fiercely to defend their territories, competing with sizable beasts, which they quickly learned to master and tame. But this meant they had no shelter when the arcane storms swept their lands, obliterating their settlements and forts. They endured only through ruggedness, strength, and tenacity. The fact that the Orrix survived 4 centuries of arcane storms while exposed to their full fury is a feat no other civilization can claim. During this tumultuous time, the Orrix evolved to become even more fierce and deadly. War and conflict are facts of daily life among them, as survival has required them to confront every potential threat with lethal force. Their culture values might, decisiveness, and bold, even reckless courage. Even their youth can hold their own in a fray, and they sneer at both dwarf and human as weak and thin-skinned cowards. In the past, certain tribes of Orrix had greater technological prowess, having adopted some of the weapons of their enemies, but most of that was lost. They have instead become unsurpassed in the mastery of beast handling and wilderness survival. The beasts that now exist in the wilds of Wen are dangerous and primal creatures, some of them now possessing supernatural capabilities, but the Orrix have yet to encounter one they could not tame. Such creatures are utilized in all aspects of Orrix culture, from warfare to labor. Some are even kept as favored pets. As warbands from the old nations began to venture out into the world again, they were met by Orrix warbands who greeted them with violent enthusiasm. The Orrix no longer have any interest in harvesting Rivenstone, but instead wish to destroy it, for its existence enrages them. Shattering the crystals sends a surge of energies through their bodies, empowering them in ways they do not themselves entirely understand. The Orrix know firsthand the suffering Rivenstone can unleash on the world, and they seek to slaughter any who would risk bringing about the next apocalypse through its use. In this, they may possess a deeper wisdom than their enemies would ever credit. TOR the Huntmaster is a beast tamer without equal among the Orrix and one of their greatest champions. Before other cultures of Wen began venturing back into the wilderness in search of Rivenstone, TOR spent years hunting and capturing some of the fiercest creatures the wilds had to offer. It was during this time that he caught and mastered his Saber Fang, a feline monstrosity that TOR rides into battle. Like all Orrix, Thor suffered through many years of the Rivenstorm and despises the other cultures for having the audacity to attempt to mine Rivenstone again after all his people have endured. Thor's approach to ending a conflict is quite simple and effective. When battle begins, he immediately seeks out the opposition's toughest, meanest combatant and runs them down. While he primarily uses his colossal bolas for capturing creatures in the wild, Thor is by no means above smashing the weapon directly into the skull of his enemies. Warbands led by Thor also benefit from the presence of his favorite pet, his hand-reared murder bird. This small beast is utterly loyal to the Huntmaster and acts as an aerial scout for his forces. Between the speed of his feline mount, the keen sight of his avian scout, and his own impressive skills at tracking and trapping, there are very few individuals on the face of Wen capable of escaping Thor, should he choose to hunt them.